I am Julie Lynch. I am Motivation and Engagement Catalyst, quite an auspicious title, yes. I work for Workforce Efficacy Solutions at IDG Research. I've been in HR, Human Resources, for over 20 years in management development and on the line and leading teams. And so I know many of your pain out there. I share it. What I'm going to be talking about today is going beyond engagement to efficacy. Let's just make sure I know how to operate this. We have been talking about engagement, right? Because we know it matters. The stats are all out there wherever you look. But what we really want is efficacy. Look at this definition: the ability to produce a desired or intended result. Even better, look at the synonyms. We want a workforce that's effective, successful, productive, potent, powerful. That's what we really want. Workforce efficacy is defined as a condition where organizational goals are being met through a well-managed, engaged, and motivated workforce. And there are three aspects, right? Three parties to this cause. We have the organization, who gives us the good industry to work in, and strong leadership, and strong resources, and a good productive culture and environment. And we have managers, and they need to be good communicators and managing performance and developing employees. And we measure those things, and we manage those things. There are bookshelves upon bookshelves of ways to address how the company can increase engagement, motivation. But then there's the individual, and as HR professionals know, I think when we see an individual who comes to us with a level of resilience, a level of initiative, who has a sense of what their contribution is, it's very different than the employees who come to us who don't have quite as high levels of those areas. And those are skill areas that we can actually develop, and I don't think we've paid enough attention to the individual's responsibility to this engagement, motivation, and efficacy question. In fact, our traditional efforts have really missed almost half of the equation. Our research shows that 55% of the factors contributing to engagement are attributable to those extrinsic kinds of things. What your leadership can do for you as an individual, what your manager brings to your workplace experience, and 45% is attributable to what the individual, him or herself, brings to work. And they can be divided into two areas: intrinsic motivation, which many of us have been hearing about in terms of statistics around engagement. This is the extent to which you feel connected to the work that you're doing and the company you work for, the extent to which you feel like you receive meaning from the work that you do. But there's this other piece called motivation capability, and we know it when we see it. It's the ability to identify and address the things that get in your way of being motivated and engaged and connected and contributing to your organization, and the things that actually compel you to engage more in your organization. And knowing more about what those skills are and how we can develop them in our employees can start to round out that equation. I'd like to actually introduce you to a model that outlines these skill areas. It's called the hierarchy of motivation, and it helps employees understand how they can increase their intrinsic motivation and their motivation capability. It draws from the recent discoveries in brain research and neuropsychology, and just to orient you to the model, the line to the left shows that the better able we are to understand and address each one of the levels on the hierarchy. We've been seeing a number of hierarchies in some of the other presentations that are part of the program. The better we are able to understand and address each one of the levels, the more open we are from a neuropsychological standpoint to learning new things, being open to change, being resilient, learning and growth. At the bottom is energy, defined as the ability to make a move or make a change. Very basic. Needs, the emotional triggers that we have that compel us to behave in a way and also cause reactions and behavior in other folks, emotional intelligence. Talents, Those are the unique inherent qualities that we each bring, and when we use them, they give us natural motivation. And then purpose, the idea that there's a mutual contribution that's available to employees with their work, what they give to their work, and what they get from their work. So let's dive in and see how these 4 levels work and how you can start to access these skill areas to actually take control of your own motivation and engagement and be more part of that total workforce efficacy equation. Okay, today, you guys are supposed to be motivated and engaged participants, yes? And we're going to do a little continuum exercise here. And as Jim pointed out, the stage is a little short here, so if I fall off, we'll just make it part of the program. Over here, on this side, is the beginning of the continuum. You woke up this morning and said, today is the day, Workforce Live. I have nothing on my to-do list. My calendar is an open white space of emptiness. I have nothing better to do and nothing on my mind but to engage with these speakers. Yay, this is my day. Over here is, I got a lot to do, but I'm looking forward to some professional development, so I think I can hang in there. I'm a little neutral. It wasn't the first thing I needed to do today, but I'm going to get the most out of it. And over here is, shoot me now, somebody told me to come. I cannot believe I have wasted this much time in this program, and my to-do list is crazy, my calendar is full, and 47 emergencies have been texted to me since 8 o'clock this morning. Let me go back over here. Raise your hand if you are here. Today you were here. Oh, there's a couple of hands. Okay, good. I'm going to move across the stage here. When I get to your point, put your hands up way high so I can see them. Okay, large majority on this one. How about over here? Be honest. I want to know what I'm dealing with. Okay, good. All right, so for those of you who aren't seeing all of the hands, we had a continuum. People raised their hands at every single spot. So I have provided this fabulous speech. Workforce Live, HCM, has provided this lovely environment with lovely food. You would think that that's motivating, right? Leadership's doing its job, management's doing its job. You guys are individuals. I don't know what's on your plate, I don't know what's on your mind, and only you can know that, and only you can do something about it. Because all those things on your mind are dragging you down. And when your energy is low for participation and engagement and motivation, only you know what's on the back of your cart. Whether you give this poor animal a carrot or a stick, he's not going to go anywhere, right? So the first thing is to know what's in your way and have some resources to be able to get those things out of your way. Let's talk about needs, the next level in the hierarchy. What behaviors do you dislike most in other people? You've got one in mind. What behaviors do you dislike in other people? Non-engagement. Non-engagement. Me too. I hate that. All right, non-engagement. And whether it's whining and crying or not listening or being aggressive or passive-aggressive or being disrespectful or withdrawn, we all have behaviors that drive us bananas in the workplace. This is the emotional intelligence, understanding why people behave the way they do, why we behave the way we do, and understand that when we see these behaviors and they cause a reaction in us, and our behavior then causes a reaction in someone else, this is emotional intelligence, helping employees not only be aware of emotional intelligence, but giving them the practical skill they need to operate more productively in the workforce. That's what needs are all about. These two things, energy and needs, these practical skills that you can train employees around are falling under the category of motivation capability, that extent to which we can understand and address the things that are getting in our way of being motivated, or the things we can put in place to become more engaged ourselves. Let's talk about talents. I want you all to think about what you are awesome at. Okay? Your family, your friends, your colleagues. What do they say when they see you? Gosh, you know, Sally, you are so good at X. I wish it came as naturally to me as it does to you. What are you awesome at? Yeah, you.
I'm awesome at leadership.
You're awesome at leadership. All right. I want everybody to get something in their head that they're awesome at. And the thing I want you to do is think about the last time you applied that skill. And I don't care whether it's knitting or snowboarding or communicating or listening or selling, whatever it is. Get that in your mind. Think about the last time you contributed to something with that skill. What did it feel like? I want some answers to shout out. Energizing. Energizing. Give me another one. Connected. Give me another one. Useful. Useful. Lovely. These are wonderful words. And this is what I hear in every single workshop that I do on the power of talents. I feel empowered, like I had purpose, like I wanted to do more, valued, respected, satisfied, engaged, and proud. And all it takes for you to create this kind of an environment in your organizations, in your teams, in yourself, is to be aware of and apply more purposefully the things that you are awesome at. And we can be teaching employees to be not only able to do that, but responsible for doing that, and really even be held accountable for doing that. So when we find ourselves disengaged, like you may be at this point in the presentation, you can draw upon your talents and your skills, and you can say, what can I put in place here to get myself re-energized? We can teach employees these skills to get reconnected to the organization when things that are very personal and unique to them are in the way, that leadership and management could never be able to access. Finally, purpose. Has anybody done any purpose in work on themselves, personal branding? What are they all about? Come on, raise your hand. I know you're out there. Anyone? Anyone? No? I highly encourage it. Oh, you did. Okay, good. Tell me about it. What's your purpose? Or, if you don't want to tell us, what did it give you?
My purpose is to enable people with self-reliance. So what it gave me was personal satisfaction.
Beautiful. Enable people with personal reliance? Self-reliance. And it gave you personal satisfaction. He's able to articulate that purpose, and we can teach employees to articulate that purpose. And the more they do, the more they understand what they give to their work and what they get from it, the more sustained motivation and engagement people can feel over the long run. And these are skills we can teach our folks so that they can be part of the equation. There's a picture of purpose right there. So those two ones that I just talked about, talents and purpose, that's part of intrinsic motivation. And I would be willing to bet that most of us in this program are not measuring or managing actively motivation capability in our employees and intrinsic motivation in our employees. We may be thinking about how we can provide that from a leadership standpoint, a management standpoint, how we can create a culture of motivation and engagement, but it cannot be all up to us. You guys had all different answers, all unique responses to the questions that I just asked, and there's no way that we can mass motivate and mass engage. They have to do it themselves. So how can we give them the responsibility and therefore the accountability to be able to do that? Motivation and engagement is individual and situational, and we should be giving some attention to that part of the puzzle. We can know who's involved, organization, management, and individual. We can be thinking about what that 55% of extrinsic motivation, that culture, those resources, that management best practices, and then we can ask the individual to join us in the conversation, shifting that conversation from engagement to a more holistic efficacy, shifting it from us and them, organization and employee, to more of a we conversation, so that we can have a workforce that is effective, successful, productive, potent, and powerful. That's what we're looking for. Thank you very much.